Let me welcome Tony Robbins. Tony, thanks for joining us today. Ariana writes today in her introductory blog, which is on the front page of our site and on the living page. This collaboration came about as a result of a conversation that the two of you had over drinks one day about how to really help people, so many people who are struggling in these rather perilous times. Tell us about how it came about.
And I was coming to talk to her a little bit about what I was doing with my show and just talking about that since 2008, the level of pain that I see around the world is greater than I've ever seen before. People have always had challenges, but no one has really faced this kind of economic crisis in 80 years. And it's not just having an impact financially, it's affecting relationships, it's affecting families. You got 8.5 million families here in the US alone that are unemployed, and we don't really put a face on that anymore. So I was talking to her about the fact that this is the first generation in 100 years, in America at least, and it isn't just America, where people today are beginning to believe, and a majority are beginning to believe that their quality of life for their life and for their children's life in the future is going to be worse than the past. We have this shared passion. We started talking about, well, what can we do to get people to start to shift that? Because once you believe there's no future, you kind of go into learned helplessness. You begin to kind of just accept things as they are. You begin to expect the stuff. I'd like to do a show where you never know what's going to happen, where we take people in extreme stress, people whose problems are 10 times worse than yours, but we change them in 30 days, and we do it in a way that people at home could use this for their own life.
Tony, explain to us the concept of breakthrough, the power of crisis. What is a breakthrough in these situations?
I think a breakthrough it's a moment in time. It's a moment we've all experienced at some point in our life where you may have felt stuck. Like, maybe you felt overwhelmed financially, the debt was just too much, or maybe you're stuck in your body. You've been trying for years and you were just, those last 20 pounds or 10 pounds or 30 pounds, you just couldn't do it, or you're burnt out on relationships. You just don't even want to get in another one, or you stay in a relationship but you're miserable. When people are stuck, they're stuck because all breakthroughs usually start with a change in beliefs. I mean, when you really shift what you feel certain in your soul about. It's kind of like there's a moment when you go from what's impossible to possible, and maybe what triggered it for you was meeting someone who's been through what you've been through, and they did turn it around, and they show you how they did it, and you go, wow, I see a pathway, I see a plan. Or maybe, you had something happen that really got you so angry, you finally said, no more. I'm not putting up with this. I'm changing this right now. So it could be an insight, it could be telling yourself the truth, it could be triggered by a conversation, a movie, a seminar, a book, whatever. But in that moment, you stop thinking about things and you take action and you do what it takes to change your life.
One of the things that I think is interesting and different in the show is you don't just tell them what to do, you create, as you describe it, you create these experiences for them, which are pretty wild. But what are you trying to accomplish by setting up those experiences?
What I really want to do is to show people that a belief is really a poor substitute for an experience. You might believe, I can't do something. But if I get you to do it, who cares about your belief? Now you know it's true. You don't need a belief. You've got a reality to deal with.
Life is completely upside down. I don't know where to start untangling me or it. Help.
The place to begin, if you really don't know where to begin, is you've got to rebuild the base of you very quickly because you don't have a lot of time. You probably have got some major challenges that you're facing. What you got to do if it's upside down is feed your mind. When I say feed your mind, I don't mean turn on the news and flip on to more of the things you can't control, whether it's the oil spill or the economy or whatever it is that will make you feel overwhelmed. I'm saying go read the stories of human beings that have been through hell and back and have taken their life to another level or even made history. Because what it'll do is you'll start to see you're not alone. And also, if you read a biography, not an autobiography, where the person actually wrote it, as you read someone's words, you think the same pattern of thoughts. You start to feel the way they feel. So I'd say, number one, immerse yourself in feeding your mind. Number two, condition and strengthen your body. You've got to get strong because fear is physical. So is uncertainty, so is worry, and the fastest way to deal with them is not in your head trying to get yourself stronger, it's in your body.